G'day guys, welcome back to SimWorld episode 25. You can probably hear from the sound of my voice that I am not feeling 100%, but I'm definitely on the mend. I'm definitely a lot better than I was feeling a few days ago, let's put it that way. So for the past week, I've just been sick with influenza B, and man, it wiped me out. It completely wiped me out. So unfortunately, no episodes of Chasing Glory this week. I haven't got anything filmed. So usually I have a bit of a backlog going into the week so I can release videos. Nothing is filmed. It completely wiped me out to the point where I was on the couch for 3 days with a fever and just not good. So, yeah, I did manage to get my Tips Tour rounds in. I didn't play, I actually, for the way I felt, I played insanely well the second round, but yeah, I didn't film it. There's no way I could have filmed it. Even today, like trying to do this, I thought I was umming and ahhing whether I should do it, and in the end, I decided to, obviously. But yeah, let me know if the stream is coming through. At the moment, I can't tell if anyone's tuned in, so I'll just keep going. I've got a fair bit to talk about today. That's why I kind of wanted to do this episode today. There's been a fair bit happening in the world of sim golf the past week, at least in my little world anyway. Massive things to happen this past week. Unicor outage. Worldwide, people that owned Unicor launch monitors couldn't actually use them. So, well, they could use them on the actual device themselves. So like the Unicor iMini I tried to hook up and use with GS Pro, it wouldn't let me launch the Unicor server, the application that controls everything on the computer. I could use it on the device itself, but we couldn't use the devices to actually play simulated golf. So there was a worldwide outage of the Unicor server that caused all Unicor products to not be able to connect to PCs, which for me, I'm going, surely if there's, a company as big as Unicor, they've got to have some sort of backup built into their system that goes, hey, we haven't been able to connect online to the server. However, let people use it for 30 days without connecting to the server, or let people use them, however long they want to, or have a backup server, have something going to where people can still play simulator golf with their devices. When you're paying that much for a device like a Unicor, you expect reliability. You expect to be able to use that thing no matter what. When you can't use a device like that, when something like a worldwide outage happens, it kind of makes you go, can I trust this device? It caught me off guard. And yeah, it's like, you think of Foresight. They're the gold standard, in home sim golf. Something like that, I can't remember ever happening to Foresight. And when it happens with Unicor, it just goes, well, that's the kind of thing that make people really question getting a Unicor device. It's little things like that. And I know it doesn't happen very often, but if it was someone like me, who I was trying to get my Tips Tour rounds in, and if that happened when I was trying to get my Tips Tour rounds in, and then, hey, you can't do them for the week, that would really, really annoy me. So yeah, frustrating. But yeah, it really puts into question, I don't know, surely Unicor's got to have some sort of backup, at least going forward, to make sure this doesn't happen again. Because relying 100% on that server and that connection, man, I mean, what a real, there's no redundancy built into the system. It's just crazy to me. All right, we've got a few people checking in, which is good. CJ, thank you. Gerard's here as well. And CJ saying, I think that's the beauty of VTrack, Square, ProTee, etc. Yeah, I remember when Square's server went down as well. And I think you could still use it with GS Pro, you just couldn't use it with the actual Square application. When that goes down, you go, you know what? That device is $1,000. It's a budget device at the end of the day. Unicor is not a budget device. Unicor, you pay a premium for the hardware, and then you're also paying a subscription fee. So to have a unit like that, to have a company like that be so dependent and reliable on this single server is just wild. It's just wild to me. Something like that is just, they've got to build something into the redundancy, because stuff like that's going to happen, and it will happen again. Hopefully they learn from it and move on. Mark saying his didn't go down. I use QED, play every day here in the USA. Yeah, there was, Mark, for a window of, I can't remember how long it was. There was definitely a window. I randomly was like, let me use my iMini and film something. And I tried to launch the software and it wouldn't launch. So it was, they came out with an announcement. It was worldwide. It might have been the window where you guys were asleep with the time zones. So yeah, that was Unicor. I thought that was a massive blunder on their part. What else have we got? Okay, so I don't know how much I can say, but I know a few people have been waiting for an update. Let me grab the device. People have been waiting for an update on the Spectrum, on the Element. So this is the device from Canada that that Brett and Mike are working on. They sent me this one. I've got V3 on the way, so that's exciting. So version 3 of the Spectrum Element is on the way right now to my house. So fingers crossed we'll get that. I'll be able to put out some content, show you guys exactly how it's performing, etc. I know a lot of people were asking about the Element, so yeah, really keen to get that in the hands and hit some shots and see how it goes. So super excited. That one I'll be able to test V3 and show off. I think the V3 is insanely close to production unit. So it's pretty much a production unit from the Spectrum guys. I've contacted Nova. I'm trying to get the guys to send me the newer hardware. I'll hit them up probably after this and just see, you know, what the timeline would be, because I do want to show off the Nova as well. But yeah, new hardware is always exciting. That's on the way. I probably can't say too much, but hopefully I'll be able to get some content out on that as soon as possible. Would love to see a Novaverse Square. Yeah. Okay, CJ, that's a good, and honestly, bringing the Spectrum to the chat as well. There's some exciting things. I can't say too much, but there's reasons to buy all of these units over the Square. There's reasons to buy the Square over any of these units as well. But yeah, stay tuned. Stay tuned. It's an exciting time for budget devices, because there's a few more competitors now coming in built from the community, like the Nova and the Spectrum, that the Element, sorry, that are really exciting and do things that the Square doesn't do. So yeah. What, CJ, do you have the ProTee? But yeah, stay tuned on the Element V3. Hopefully I'll be able to have something out to you guys maybe in a few weeks. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. What else has been happening? I did a review on the V-Track. Oh, CJ, that's a good, yeah, V-Track's fantastic, and it's getting better and better all the time. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, there's a few people who have just bought the V-Track, so I think it's only going to go from strength to strength, really, the V-Track. It's kind of burst onto the scene. It's in the ProTee shadow a bit. I feel like it's, you know, when you look at the ProTee and the V-Track, they're so similar. It's like a ProTee a year ago. However, they are getting like rapidly better and better. Like they're chasing the ProTee essentially, but they're running quick and they're running hot. So are they going to catch it down ever? I don't know. Which I'll talk about it later. I'll talk about it near the end of the show. But ProTee, massive things. I mean, it's crazy how quick that this year they've really focused on software, but we'll talk about that a bit later. I want to talk about I've got a few things on the list. Red Stakes Golf. So I bought an application on my phone, when was it? A few weeks ago now. And I did a video turning my phone into a launch monitor. That application, so what is quite annoying is that application, and I didn't know this, and you wouldn't know it by looking on the actual app store, cost $150. It's no longer supported. They're no longer supporting that application. The people who made that application have actually made an updated application that is a freemium application that you can get on your phone for free and then pay once you have the application for certain things. So it's really annoying that that application is still in the App Store and still available for purchase when it's outdated and it's no longer been supported or worked on. So they have contacted me. The people that made the Red Stakes Golf app have contacted me saying, can you try the new application? And they want to help me out, and they've sent me a few emails. I've got to email them back, and I'm just, for me personally, I appreciate the emails, but if I'm going to do a video on something, I want it to be unbiased. I want it to be something that I review and I give my own personal opinion on. And that's what I kind of pride my channel on, is that I don't want to have a code where people can get a discount and I'll get a kickback. I don't want the kickback. I just want to actually review something and give my honest opinion on it, which is what this channel's been about since I started it. So, yeah, for me, I appreciate the emails from them, and I will email them back, but I don't want, yeah, if I want to make a video on something, I want to do it on my own terms, and I just want to do it by myself. So that's the Red Stakes Golf app, which is annoying because I paid $150 for that app, and it's outdated. So it's literally pointless. I don't know why it's still in the App Store if it's no longer supported. Maybe just to get the occasional $150 from people. Frustrating. I'm still not feeling good. What else has happened in the world of golf? Lab. So Lab coming out with a new heel shaft option is wild. I think for me, I don't know. I don't really like the look of it, if I'm honest. I actually love the center shaft of the Lab putters. I don't think I could go back to a heel shaft, even though it's still face balanced, even though it's still got the technology built into it. I should say face balance, it's toe up balance. Even though it's that same technology built into it, I don't know. I kind of like that center shaft look. So for me, I just kind of look at the heel shaft option and I'm just like, I don't know, I can't get my head around it. So I can't see myself buying one of those. We'll see though, because I do love a Lab product. Other things in terms of golf clubs, I have been lucky enough, this is a little sneak preview as well, I have been lucky enough, we've got a 4-wood, and we also have a 3 hybrid. So massive shout out to CC Wilco, JT Walsh. Again, those guys, they really hooked me up. But yeah, the bag now is kind of filling out in the top end, which is really exciting. I've got the ping driver, 4-wood, hybrid, and then, yeah, it's really good. Absolutely love those clubs. I've dialed them in the best I can. Mind you, when I dialed them in, I did not feel good at all with my swing. I played my Tips Tour rounds. I should say I limped through my Tips Tour rounds this week, late Friday Arvo, and I felt like horrendous. And I spent 10 minutes on the practice range beforehand, just dialing those in the best I could. And I've kind of gotten them to a point where they're pretty dialed, but I'm sure I'll be making some adjustments along the way, but amazing clubs. But yeah, that's kind of it for this week. It's probably going to be a short one today. I'm still not feeling 100%. What else have we got? Let's talk ProTee now. Let's just get into it. So ProTee, let me change views. Let me get something up real quick because I want to show off. ProTee United have come up with a new website. They've got a whole new website. They've got a whole new look, and there's a lot of news from ProTee. It is super exciting. I've got to find their new website, actually. Where is it? This is the old website. Let me see what their new website is. I've got it on my phone, I'm sure. ProTee Studios, ProTee Group. So yeah, super exciting news from ProTee. I'll bring this over and show you guys. So yeah, ProTee we've got a whole new website, and they've announced that they are bringing a software, their Play software. So they've got a few things. They've got the simulation software, which is going to be Unreal Engine 5, I believe, that's going to be released in January 2026, or Q1 2026, I should say. It's not January. They've also got Play, which is their games as well. So Play is something that has been around for a long time, or like they actually didn't release it. They came out with this software called Play, and I think there's a video on GSV's channel, and he shows them. This is like 3 years ago, but I don't think they ever released it. I think they're going to release the new software, the simulation software, which is Unreal Engine, and also the Play in Q1 2026. So look for it at the PGA show. ProTee Studios, I think. Here we go. So virtual golf. This is going to be, think of this as a GS Pro competitor. So I think from everything I understand, this is going to be released in Q1 2026. It's going to be Unreal Engine 5. However, it's going to be a subscription-based software that not only is offered to ProTee users, is offered to anyone that wants to connect with it. So any hardware that wants to connect with this is going to be able to connect and hook up to this software and play it. So we're going to get courses that look incredible in Unreal Engine in 2026. So the other thing I think with this software as well is I believe you are going to be able to build courses for this as well. So massive news in terms of simulation software. If we scroll down, you can see ProTee Play, and we'll click on this ProTee. Oh, here we go. So you're going to get zombie attack, soccer, American football, bullseye darts, carnival games, long drive, nearest the pin. So there's a bunch of these games. It's going to link me to the video. Let's go back. I don't want that. It's going to link me to GSV, but if you click on that, it'll take you to a video that GSV did 3 years ago that shows you all the games. But yeah, you're going to get all these games, darts and everything. It looks pretty good. And then you're also getting the simulation software Q1 2026. So I don't know what the price is. No idea what the price is, but if they're going to make this a GS Pro competitor, then they're going to want to make it pretty competitive with pricing, because GS Pro is insanely competitive with pricing. So super exciting stuff from ProTee. And that's a big move. That is That's a big move from ProTee to come out with something like that. The other thing that I want to say with ProTee as well is they are coming out with an AI coaching or AI swing coach software as well. So I think it's going to be built into labs. What's exciting about this, and they've teased this with their exoskeleton and mapping. I don't know when this is going to be released. Expect, again, we'll see it at the PGA show, but Q1 2026, expect to see some sort of swing coaching from ProTee. So the exciting thing is with the software as well. Unlike with Unicor, where you have to buy the Unicor specific hardware, the cameras, to connect to their view software that cost thousands of dollars. In Australia, the Unicor cameras cost, I think, $3,000. You can buy a 120 frame per second camera from, you know, AliExpress for, I think I paid about $100 for these cameras, each of them. I got 2 of them from front, on, and side, and we're going to get AI coaching. So again, I don't know how this is going to work. Is the AI coaching going to be part of the ProTee subscription, where you've got to actually pay the subscription and get the courses, the AI coaching, etc.? Is it going to be tied to that, or is it going to be independent in labs? That's going to be the question. Are they developing a whole new software side of the house to include all of that stuff, or are they going to dump it into labs and make labs the actual, you know, powerhouse? It's going to be interesting with all this stuff coming as well to see how efficient lab software actually is, because I know with cameras feeding into it, with a bunch of stuff feeding into that software, it can get quite heavy. And if you're trying to play GS Pro with another software open, that's when your computer can get really bogged down. Dennis is saying Nova and Element. You can tell us, no one will know. Dennis, I don't know whether you've just tuned in. The V3, version 3 of the Element is on the way to my house right now. And it's got some features that that little unit over there, version 2, did not have. So super excited to show that off when it gets here. But yeah, that is the ProTee. So much stuff happening with the ProTee. I've got to do an updated video on the software, because even the software itself, where you get the heat map and you get all these extra things just to dial in your clubs. I mean, I was dialing in my hybrid and forward using the ProTee Lab software. It is just incredible. And also the driver, I dialed in my driver to the point where I used the heat map to get my impact location. Surprise, surprise, it was a few mils in the toe. And so then I thought, that's exactly where I need to put the weight at the back of the club. So I moved the weight into the toe side, because I stray more often than not just slightly into the toe. So I've moved the CG, I've moved the mass a bit more behind the toe, so I'm still retaining ball speed and energy when I hit it out the toe. So the software is fantastic, that lab software for any kind of fitting, any kind of coaching. Having all that information in there is just fantastic now. And having the ability to, I'll get the software up, the ability to actually create your own page. Like I created one called Fitting, and look at this, you can see my toe strikes. Let me, so I created this tab. Let me just get rid of the chat for a little bit so you guys can see this. So I created this extra tab called Fitting, and this is what I did with my driver and hybrid and forward. And so I got all this stuff to fit. So you've got your data table, so you can expand all this. You can see exactly, you know, all of your shots that you hit. You've got your dispersion, you've got impact location there, and then you've got your heat map, so where you hit the ball more often than not. You've got your carry optimizer, so you can see exactly what you need to do to actually make any adjustments. Do I need to add a bit more static loft to help my dynamic loft or spin loft? Do I need to try and hit up on the ball a bit more to optimize my launch? It is such a good software now for doing things like that. The lab software has really come a long way, and it's only going to get better. because we should be getting the AI coaching, which is super exciting. In other news, I have actually finally connected my ProTee via Ethernet into the Ethernet port of my computer. I fought for so long because I've got all these other launch monitors that require the hardware connection, hardwired connection, I should say, to the Ethernet port. I just left the ProTee in the USB adapter that it came with, and so I kept getting these disconnects. I've finally just gone, you know what? I can't be dealing with this. So I hooked up the ProTee to my Ethernet port on my PC, finally. And I haven't had a disconnect since, funnily enough. Okay, that is pretty much going to be it for this week, guys. It's going to be a short one today. Unless anyone's got any questions, I'm not feeling 100%. I'm still on the road to recovery. I've pretty much covered off everything there, super quick. New courses. There's so many new courses now coming to GS Pro. It's incredible. Judd Run Pudgeon, he's been smashing out courses on his Patreon. If you're not a member of Judd's Patreon, he's coming out with some amazing courses, like really, really good courses. Definitely check him out. Sign up for a month, see if you like it. The new ones he's just come out with: Baltus Roll, Golf Club North and South, and then this one, Sylvania Country Club. One course I want to see come to GS Pro is the Brine Bros course. I want to see the Brine Bros course come to GS Pro. I guess because they moved a lot of earth and things like that, it'd take, you know, they'd need to get new LiDAR mapping or data. But I'd love to see that course come to GS Pro, hopefully one day. I heard at one point, I heard a rumor that they were actually doing it like properly, verified, but I haven't seen anything since. I might have to message Chris and say, can you give me an inside scoop? But yeah, apart from that, Nova, Dennis, I'm going to message the Nova guys shortly after this and just say, is there any updated timeline to try and get me the updated hardware? I don't want to do a video on the old hardware, to be honest, because any video I put out on the old hardware now is just, it's outdated. And if I have issues on the old hardware, it's a bad look for them because realistically, it's been updated. There's so many new things in the new hardware version. The guys, I asked them what's new, and so much stuff has changed. So I don't really want to put out a video on that hardware because it's outdated. It's no longer valid. So I might actually send it back to them. I'll see if they want it back. All right, guys, that is going to be it for this week. Just a short episode today. Yeah, I'm not feeling 100%, but I hope everyone enjoyed that. I've pretty much said everything I need to say. Most exciting things with the ProTee updates. So yeah. All right. I will catch you guys next week. Hopefully I'll be back to 100%. Hopefully we'll have a full episode. And yeah, I do need to actually I need to get my blitz rounds in as well at some point. So maybe we'll do that Thursday or Friday. All right, guys, take it easy. I'll see you next week. Cheers.